see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors. Knowing they don't love you, honey. No, they don't. Baby, folks were showing their true colors up on this reunion part 3. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for the 3rd part of season 5's reunion for Real Housewives of Potomac. Baby, like I said, honey, all off key when we started, honey. I see your true color shining through. Baby, these folks were showing their true color, honey. It was shining through. They don't love you, honey. They don't love you at all. A bunch of lies, a bunch of deceit, and a bunch of backhanded mess with telephone. You know, a telephone can be the death of you or a friendship or both. Listen, let's just get started here. That Chris, listen, we love Chris. I ain't no big fan of Candace's, okay? Candace, she alright, she's just there. But I love some Chris, honey. Chris is groovy to me. I like Chris. I like how he rolls. I like how he moves. I just like how he presents himself. I like Chris. And I think I've been saying that this whole time. But he came down there, and you gotta love Chris. He handled Candace really, really well, baby. And he don't really play with her. Okay? See, her and Dorothy be playing around a lot and stuff. But I think when these cameras be off, Chris don't be playing with Candace at all. He basically told her, snap out of it. All this crying and running. And carrying on, he gave her some of that brown liquor. As she said, he gave me something brown. And I feel better, and I'm able to go on. Honey, and they was falling out laughing because you remember the whole, when they first came, honey, she always talks about the fact that his penis is brown. I still ain't figured that out yet, honey. I'm going to need to see it for myself. Anyway, girl, watch yourself, honey. Anyhow, but she was saying he gave me something brown. She was talking about brown liquor and told her, pull it together. Get the hell on out there and do what it is you need to do. Let's get on with the show. Period. Shut that mess down. Now, this was something that happened, and I didn't get a chance to go research this because I'm from Pennsylvania, so I don't really know who the top lawyers are down in the DC area. I have no idea, and I really don't care. I don't have any, ain't nobody after me at this point that I need to go find another lawyer other than the lawyers that I already deal with. I don't need nobody from DC right now. But Monique made a comment that she had the best, I have the top attorney. I had the top attorney in DC. And Andy blurted out a name. It was like Phil Ball or something. He blurted out a name, and there was laughter in the room. So either he blurted out the lawyer that she has, and he really ain't what she say he is, or he blurted out who the top lawyer was that's in DC, and that ain't your goddamn lawyer. So, because Andy's shady. I meant to go and research it, but I just didn't have time to go do it. And I ended up coming on here to talk to you all. But I promise you, at the end of the day, I'm going to have to go do it. But at the end of the day, I know Andy was being shady because Andy, Bravo Andy is the king of shade. I love it. But there was laughter as if Giselle and Robin and even Karen was giving... Girl, was you doing the most over there, Monique? I don't know. Did y'all catch that, or was that just me? Was it me that was being petty? Could be. Anyway, moving on. That's what I saw. I saw laughter, honey. I saw her throw herself out as, I had the best lawyer that money could buy, and people giving this, honey, snicker, 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 snicker. She got money, but I don't think, I think she was putting 20 on 10. Anyway, moving on. So then after that, the next thing that stood out for me was this whole thing with Ashley. And Andy asked her, do you believe, Ashley, that the Samuels actually did have a night out with Candace and her husband, and they were talking smack about you? And she basically wouldn't say no, she doesn't believe it, because she knows for a fact they talked about her rotten ass and her stinking ass husband. You know they tore y'all's asses up. You know it. You know it. You know Candace ain't. She ain't lying, baby. They wore y'all's ass out at that dinner table. You and your suspect husband, honey. Baby, they wore you out and you know it. And she came back with, no, when Monique needed to have my back, she had my back. That's not the question. The question was, do you believe that they were snickering and cackling and kikiing and things down to the dinner table about you and your husband? You know they laid you out, bitch. They was laying y'all out. Anyway, so I thought that was pretty funny. I got real tickled. Then we come through with this whole thing about this song. So Monique released a song called The Drag Queen, or Drag Queen. I think it's The Drag Queen, or Drag Queens, whatever. But it was just a bunch of bullshit. And, you know, listen, long story short, you don't feel bad. You never felt bad. You don't have a proper apology up in you because you're not sorry. And that is what it is. And I don't understand what the shame is in that. The lawyer threw the case out. Both. He threw both cases out. So you ain't got to pretend to be sorry. I whooped your ass. And if you keep talking, I'm going to whoop your ass again. That's what it is. That's where it stands. That's what it's really all about. I tore your ass up, and I will tear your ass up again. And you already know ain't nothing going to happen. So shut up unless you want me to tear your ass up. That's it. That's it. So all this other bullshit, who even cares? She went to this mess about, Candace went to reading the lyrics. And the lyrics were very much, girl, you was throwing digs and throwing jabs and kikiing and cackling about the fact of how you whipped her ass. You've been doing it all season. Well, you've been doing it all year. And then when the show started playing back, you started antagonizing her again, laughing on social media about how you whooped her ass. Because that's most of what Candace's problem is. She's embarrassed. She want to take anxiety pills and all that shit. Girl, you don't need no Xanax. You need a boxing lesson, bitch. She whooped your ass. It is what it is. It happens to the best of you all that gets ass whoopings. I don't know about all that. But people who get their ass whooped, they make it through. They don't have to get on medication. They get on self-defense classes. That's what they do. Or they shut up. You ain't gonna shut up, so you better go learn how to do some jujitsu, honey. Or shut your mouth. But you ain't gonna shut your mouth. So go learn how to fight, bitch. Anyway, she went into this whole thing about how her dad used to put his finger in her face, and that's how she got triggered. I call bullshit. I whooped your ass. It is what it is. I'm trying to make good for the American people, but I ain't really feeling it. I done beat your ass, and if you don't stop it, I'm gonna get you some more. That's all it is. Then she called her a narcissist. Both of you all are. That's what the problem is. The two of you. I see you, you see me, honey. Narcissism at its best. Both of you. And Candace is just embarrassed. And you were around here in these streets, kiki and cackling and laughing about how you whooped her ass. Just admit it. Jesus. Anyway, moving on. Karen. Karen Huger. Girl. I see you in a completely different light. Baby, you are... Mm-mm. We used your grand dame and all that. That was all cute and funny and stuff with you. That was cute to walk that walk with you and play that game with you. You are nothing of the such. Girl, you are a backstabbing, lowbrow. Girl, you not highbrow. You are a backstabbing bitch at best. At best. This whole little situation, girl, where you called Bravo to try to have Candace fired, because that's what you did. You called to try to have her fired. That was dirty, low down, and rotten. And then you continued on filming scenes and carrying on, smiling and grinning in her face. That shit is rotten. Rotten. You really, Karen. The Grand Dame? No, ma'am. Cruella de Vil? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what you gave. That was horrible. Because you got mad because she cussed your ass out. She cussed your ass out. And you thought you was the Grand Dame for real. And you tried to really pull some strings. You tried to get that girl fired. And all along, sitting on here, grinning and smiling in all of our faces. It's about, I really care about these ladies. And you still, to this day, are running around telling those lies about how much you care about. You do not care about her, about Candace. No, you don't. And I don't really believe you care much about Monique either. It's all about a storyline. It's all about a storyline. You're a liar, Karen. You're a liar. And I had to go back and I felt foolish myself. I was, oh no, Karen wouldn't do this. Karen would do that. Ain't nothing that Karen wouldn't do. Karen showed herself. You're a rotten ass. Karen, you are rotten. I wouldn't walk to the corner store with Karen Huger. I would not. You, my dear, are not to be trusted. At all. At all. She told you to go to eternal hell. And she was right to tell you such. She just didn't know she was right. She should have cussed you out. She should have popped you with the damn glass. And then to sit up and say, you called Bravo to try to get her some help. Help by what? Having her released? In my contract, it says something about psychological. Don't sit and play in my face. Don't do that. I call for psychological help for you. Tell the truth. Shame the devil, Karen Huger. You called Bravo to put wheels in motion to have Candace fired and removed from the show. That's what you did. That's what you did. And Karma is a bad bitch. And Karen, you a little far on the other end of the spectrum to be playing games with Karma, aren't you? I'm just saying. That I didn't like that at all. And then it just made all like the little lies. I really start having like deja vu of all the little what appeared to be like white lies. No white lies. When I look back over the season and things that you've done and things that you've said, Karen, you vicious. Even the little shit that you just said about Ray. That the way you talk about Ray and that money, very unattractive. Very unattractive. Tells a lot about your story, sis. You're interesting. Very interesting. But not to be trusted whatsoever. Girl, whatever compliments I gave you, they still stand. You were really sharp this season. I'll give you that. You were really sharp. And you know what? You had some really good one-liners and things like that. But your behavior patterns, ma'am, I can't get with them. I can't get with them. You nasty. You nasty, and you the wrong kind of nasty. You the kind of nasty that I don't want around me. You sat back and you plotted and you planned and you made little rotten. That's rotten old bitch type tendencies. That was terrible. Terrible. Just, oh girl. Just rotten, just bottom of the barrel, scraping, scratching. Rotten. Rotten like old prunes, honey. I said, mm-mm. Then that old bullshit about you and Ray, and that shit looks so rehearsed. Oh well, we it's gonna be 25 years, and we gonna renew our vows. Yeah, we gonna renew our vows. Cause he done figured out that he might as well love you because he can't find nobody else. So y'all gonna renew your vows. That's nice. Child want to see the pictures because I'm sure it's gonna be sharp. But all this, I didn't know you were going to say that. And it's been really tough, Andy. It's been really tough. Shut up. Shut up all that goddamn acting. Shut up that acting. You ain't doing nothing but lying. You and Ray rehearsed that shit. You was sitting over there praying. That's why you was ready to cry, because you were so happy that his ass remembered his lines. Get on out of here. That lying mess. Lying. Trying to steal the spotlight away from Robin and Juan. Sit y'all's old ass down. We've had enough of y'all's relationship and the fake beef. Y'all petty and y'all mean to each other. And Karen, you mean to people on the outside too. You was mean. A mess. Anyway, moving on. So then, Chris Samuels, you, my dear, are a complete big, tall joke. A big, tall joke. Girl, Monique. Girl, you ain't do yourself no favors, honey. Nah. You got your husband came out here. You are truly your mother's son. You are truly, and that's all I got to say. Anybody been watching this since the first season, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Chris Samuels, you are truly your mother's son. You look like her, you act like her, and you are damn sure just as nasty as she is. See, the apple don't always fall that far from the tree, honey. You didn't even make it out the yard. All I saw and what was going on was his mom. The way his mom came up onto the show and the way she carried on as pertains to Monique, and we was all like, Chris, that's how I was the whole time watching Chris at this part. Your petty was way up here. First thing you did, you came out, you shaded Andy. You still and you was slinging threats around there like it was like 40 going north. Andy's like, hey, Chris, you rolling your eyes like some old bitch. I said, that was the first from the door. Like, I was like, whoa, hold on, what's going on? Because that's all it was. I mean, it ain't no issue, child. I'm gay, totally gay, whole drag queen out in these streets. But Chris, what's your excuse? Because when Andy said hi, you act like you was one of my good friends. I said, bitch. Bitch, what's going on? You put on a better show than Monique. They done booked the wrong person. It's the wrong person got the peach at that house. Baby, you showed your whole big, tall giraffe ass, honey. You showed all of it. I was like, whoa, Chris, really? Petty. P-E-T-T-Y. Petty. Roll his eyes at Andy, honey, and then told Andy, we're going to tell some truths out here, or it's going to be some real stuff going down and being said out here tonight. I said, oh, come on, Chris. I was so stunned when I went to the commercial. I was like, okay, I'm scared to come back. Child, and then you just start cutting up. Then we see footage. You call these women tricks, threaten to slap and stomp them. If I was so and so, I would slap and stomp you tricks out. And then when the other Chris put that up, that the blogger that spilled everything, which we all know Monique fed it to him like this, honey. We all know how this works. He actually came after the other Chris's kids. And you down here screaming and squealing like an old bitch about some shit that somebody said about paternity, about this baby. And your whole case is when he's 15, when that baby turned 15, won't nobody even remember this shit was on, honey. But that was your whole thing. You was gonna have your moment. Gonna have your moment. Then you and Giselle. Giselle redeemed herself because she looked like the whole fool. Episode 1, she got dragged. She got dragged on the show. And then she came down into our world and we dragged her. But now it's your turn. You and Monique. See, what comes around goes around. Your turn. They rolled that beautiful being footage, honey, didn't they? Where you're the one that actually brought up questionable paternity. You brought it up first, bruh. You did, not Giselle. You brought it up. You brought it up. You thought you was throwing some shit up in her face when she came to your house to film. And after you did that, by all means, she thought that it was a go. She figured it was a go. And I believed her. She figured after you ran up on her with it, because you ran up on her, you was being real facetious. Again, like an old bitch. Being all facetious. Then, oh, okay, this must be part of the storyline. I didn't think Giselle was lying at all. Now, that shit all about Jamal, bitch lying. She lying. You know, she lying. That storyline with her, Jamal, that's bullshit. But no, she ain't lying about that. She thought it was a go. But Bravo squashed it somewhat. See, Bravo's shady as hell too. Bravo, how y'all gonna do that, Andy? Either y'all gonna squash the story or you ain't gonna squash the story. But how do you squash all the footage that talks about the paternity and the trainer, except for Giselle's confessionals? See, y'all caused more of a rift after the show went into production because y'all have squashed the story. And now, Andy, you trying to stand in here. I'm calling you out, Andy, too, on your bullshit. Because you trying to sit your raggedy ass over there and act like, but it didn't air on the show. It didn't air on the show. No, it half aired on the show. Out of order. Bravo, Andy. You out of order. You half squashed the story. And you stuck Giselle's neck out there to be chopped with Crazy Boy over here who don't got his shit together. Who really do got some anger issues. And his petty is at an all-time high. You just stuck Giselle's out there, her ass out there on the chopping block. A mess. And I just kept looking. And when they ran that stuff, and Chris, you was trying to build a whole thing. You started all that. Child, just shut up, Chris. Shut on up, Annie, with all that old fool. Just shut up. All that old foolishness. I said, ooh, Monique. Now, y'all sitting over there looking crazy, but mostly Chris. He looked foolish. You came all the way out of a bag and looked foolish. You did. So once that happened, it should have all just calmed down and everything should have been pretty much cool. But it didn't quite happen like that because Chris sat over there for a minute, but then there was another little small segment, and then, oh, Christina started up again, honey. I said, somebody get her, honey. I was feeling very mommy dearest myself, honey. Christina was over there showing out. I said, honey, bring me the axe! The hell? Child, let me tell you about the little piece we had going on, then I'll get back over there and jump back on Chris, honey. So, Karen and Hatgate, honey. Child. Miss Karen, girl, they wiped your face with this shit, honey. That damn Robin. So they go into the whole thing about how Karen and the hat and how she didn't make it on the site. So now Karen gonna try to drag everybody else. Oh wait, none of y'all showing on the site. No, Karen, you aren't showing on the site. There's another part of the site that the girls were in. And like Robin said, we didn't put them right up front because it would ruin the storyline as things was actually unfolding. And I got to do my business. Said her business is taking off. That's great. So you go back there, honey, and she said, well, now that everything's going on, are you going to put my picture up now? And honey, Miss Robin came through with the 1-2 walk up, honey, and said, oh, girl, well, you know, it is what it is, Karen, and everything like that. But it just, the hat that you modeled, girl, it's my slowest seller, and I pulled it from the line. Honey, that Andy, baby, y'all see my thumbnail, honey. You could have spun Andy like an old Pepsi bottle, honey. Andy was giving. I said, that's exactly what it gave. Cracked Karen's face into a million little pieces, honey. I discontinued it, honey. You won't be up on no websites and looking like you looking, honey. Get on out of here. I said, oh, workout Robin, honey. Now, that was good shit. That was good shit there. I was just tickled, honey. Okay, so let's go on back over here, honey. Like I said, bring me the axe. Christina's over here showing out, honey. That damn Chris tried to pop off again, honey. This time with Robin, honey. I said, what? Saying all this stuff about it was a plan. He tried to get it going back again. Everybody's like, it wasn't a plan. There was no plot. It was squashed. It didn't make the show. Why don't you shut the hell up about it? Like, seriously, big girl. Just shut up. Shut up. The fuck up. And he wanted to get it started. And then he's like, I'm leaving. I'm going out. He threatened the girls again. Did y'all catch what he said? I play chess, not checkers. I said, he looks stupid. You look so stupid. Chris, you look so stupid. Monique, girl, it was a mess. Then he was having some words with Chris, and Chris went back down, That shit was just a mess. I was like, that's all just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Then we go on, like I said, Chris looks really crazy. Really crazy. We go into this whole thing with Michael and Juan, honey. And that whole thing about that bachelor party, just the two of us, honey. Everybody just had a good look, a good laugh, a little kiki, honey. And Ashley said over looking stupid. She's steady trying to up her, honey. How you doing, honey? We sick of him. We sick of him, child. It's just too much. And you steady trying to uphold it and trying to talk it away. Girl, it is what it is, child. Michael's suspect. And like I said before, Michael is dating Juan. I just don't think that Juan is dating Michael. But Michael is definitely dating Juan. Moving on, honey. Okay. So then, Chris, come back. What was that whole fake tears and all of that? I love my wife. This, that thing, and the other. I just love my wife. That was a mess. It looked crazy. It looked crazy. And then attacked Giselle again. I said, really? Giselle told him, don't ever talk to me. Don't say shit to me. Don't say nothing to me. I was like, I know that's right, honey. Major, major petty. And then once they exited the men off the stage, he went back there and threw another little piece of slick shade to Chris, the other Chris. And Chris was like, he's like, you did kind of like yell at my wife, and I really didn't appreciate that. He was like, Christina, calm down. Girl wasn't even giving all that. It's all right, no hard feelings. I said, oh, Miss Christina, she's doing a lot, honey. That now we know, because I always say Chris this and Chris that. Child, we got Chris and Christina, honey. I don't know what's that. That's a lot. Major, major, major petty. Major petty. That was a mess. Okay, then I got real tickled again when we rolled around to the end and it was Karen's time. And Karen get to run in her mouth. And she's talking about how much she cares about the people again. Nothing but bullshit. She running bullshit out of her mouth. Just lying. And Honey Candace called her out on it and she was screaming and yelling and they was hollering and all this kind of carrying on. And I have to say this. If I was Candace, I would never speak to Karen again. Ever in this life. I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. I would never speak to her again. I would film with her when I had to film with her. But as far as like fixing a friendship, I wouldn't speak to Karen at all. When Karen started all this shit about, oh, we are a sister circle. We got to stop tearing each other down. Everybody else, it's a go. It is what it is. Karen Huger, if I was Candace, I would never speak to Karen again. Never, ever speak to her again. Anyway, so moving on. Karen get to going around. Then she started going around the room. Talking about this. And Giselle was like, who told her to start going around the room? And that's the truth. Who did tell her to start going around the room? I was like, girl, she really thinks she's grown Tom. Girl, shut up, Karen. So the very last thing they did, they always end on a light note, honey. Everybody got up, social distancing, and they did that little slither out of the room that Wendy had done. And she was really a good sport about that. And Wendy's husband, we just like him. Wendy's husband is just sweet. He is so likable. He's so likable. So definitely we enjoyed him. We did. We enjoyed him. But yeah, they did the little slither and left one out of there. But baby, when I tell y'all true colors, Chris Samuels and Karen Huger, woo-wee part 3, honey. That's all I got to say. Woo-wee part 3. Anyway, so that's it. That's the wrap to Potomac. Listen, reunion of all reunions, honey. This is definitely one for the books. I will see you all. Listen, and here's a little tea. Here's a little tea before we go. Monique Samuels has quit the show. And I'm just going to say this. Do you believe she just quit the show? Or do you believe it was one of those things of like, you can quit or we can fire you? How you want to handle it? I'll see y'all next time. Later.